if you don't know what to talk about, you just start talking and the magic will happen. I think we know that we are just one step away from podcast famedom.
Did we miss a podcast last week?
No, because you guys said we should only do one now because we're lazy. And so now we're doing
It's
one.
just nobody has the energy.
I have all the energy. I'm writing a script right now for another podcast.
Congratulations.
Right? It's going to be both engaging and haunting and funny.
Leave my baby Yoda alone.
Oh, yes. Sam has a baby Yoda now.
Yes. It's my precious child.
It's gotten very weird here. She has gotten formula for it.
No touchy.
Yeah, it's
No, don't pull on his arm.
Okay, you're the guy that the Mandalorian shoots in the face. Oh God, you do the finger blaster.
Why are you shooting me?
She's gonna finger blast you. Boom.
He has giant eyeballs.
Well, I mean,
you look in there's virtually no iris. It's all pupil.
Well, let me tell you, anime and Disney knows big eyes equal cute, or haunting aliens.
Is that how it works?
Oh yeah.
Big eyes equals cute.
Well, no, you're just making your normal size eyes manic. That's not the same thing. You can tell he has a resting big eye thing going on.
He's precious.
He is precious. He's
very squishy.
He's got the Mandalorian necklace too, which is awesome.
He does. He has Mando's sigil.
Mando. Mando.
I mean, would it be weird if I actually got this sigil tattooed on me?
No, I don't. Listen, have you seen Anthony?
It's tempting.
He is covered in
nerd tattoos.
Nerd tattoos, probably poorly considered. I have one tattoo, and it was
I don't
poorly
think
considered.
he can. I've never heard him say any of his tattoos are poorly considered.
Oh yeah.
But I do invite you to ask.
If he feels that way about his tattoos.
He might. I mean, he might have one or two that he's like, nah, this probably wasn't.
He
the
has
best
posted on
choice.
Facebook that at first, the first tattoo is I have to get something that means something deep to me, and the fifth tattoo is I like burritos. So yeah, I think it depends on how many.
Ooh, I should get a burrito tattoo.
Oh, dude, that'd be great. Okay.
Once you get the burrito tattoo, you're gonna find out how many other people have burrito tattoos.
Well, you remember Miranda has the pizza tattoo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I figured we'd do a little bit of lounge stuff, and then we'd talk about some more Star Trek and, about Picard waving his penis at all his problems. I think I really feel like this is what we should do.
Okay.
Really, really hitting it with the energy. I like that, Vic.
Okay, I feel like I wish we had more of an audience to ask if the Picard penis joke is starting to get a little stale.
Well, I only said
at first.
I only said it once to you, and that was off the podcast. This is a podcast.
I mean, I'm
first.
hearing it for the first time and it's stale. So
This is a podcast. Well, you weren't there for the whole thing where I was sitting there
I feel like this is the third podcast you've mentioned Picard waving his penis around.
I think you just hope I talk about Picard's penis. Now, look, I wanted to say, I had the most glacially slow trainee recently at work, and I don't know how to tell somebody to hurry up, especially when they're in their 60s. And do you guys have any thoughts on that? It's
Oh.
You said he was very nice.
He was very nice, but he needed to walk with purpose. He was more a kind of saunter, and I needed him to walk like he wanted to be somewhere else. Do
you remember that time that we figured out how to imitate the way Spike walks?
Okay.
Yeah, that was funny.
I have good posture.
It has nothing to do with posture.
It has everything to do with it.
You have this pop when you walk.
Yeah, it's called posture and pop. The two P's of walking.
You bob up and down more than the average person does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're moving, you move up and down a lot.
Yeah, I see.
You have a lot of vertical movement and not as much horizontal.
And your arms don't swing as much.
He'll claim that it's his past military training, but I think there's
a little bit of that.
There's just a mental thing.
There's good
So
posture.
swing your arms more and bob less. I wonder how you.
I don't like.
Can we see this?
Swing. You want me to walk? Oh, this is great for an audio medium.
That's
right
fine.
now.
They'll just people who the three people
it.
that listen would just hear us laughing at you.
Let's try to describe it.
Okay, hang on. I've got an idea for this.
We'll just post it on Facebook.
No, I've got a. You just chill out for a second. There we go. Hang on. I've almost got it. Here we go. Oh, wait. There's gonna be a commercial first before this audio plays. God. Oh, it's gonna be 2 commercials. What the shit?
You know, the only thing about this is I wish its face was squishy. I heard they're coming out with like Build-A-Bear ones.
Oh, yeah?
I might want one of those too.
Okay.
Can't have more than one baby Yoda.
Yeah?
Time to start walking.
Or did you say no? Now walk normally.
Looks unnatural. Now that you're thinking about it, there's a little bit of a bob there.
He's doing like this little runway thing.
He's not really doing a run. He's just walking like a.
Okay, but now walk to the fridge and then walk back. You got a lot of lift in your toes. I think that's what it is. Now you're gonna be like, well, I've been learning how to natural walk.
I see
or
that
natural run.
Yes, I've been naturally running.
Which is where you put your toes down before your heels.
Your heels don't really.
So I have so much power.
You know, that's actually a symptom of autism.
I might be autistic.
You might be a little autistic.
Thank you, Dr. Sam. I'll get on that.
I mean, toe walking is one of the recognized characteristics of those with autism.
Well, I don't toe walk every day. I toe run.
No, you were just toe walking.
I was not toe walking.
Your
my
heels
hit the
didn't
ground.
even. They like very lightly grazed because you were already on your toes.
I have powerful calf muscles. What do you want? Listen, my calves are sexy. They're like my best feature.
To anyone who
pull up your
listens to
pants.
this who
I wanna
has
see flexor calves. No, I mean just right there, just sitting down.
I gotta stand up for this. Hang on.
No, you don't.
Get this going here.
They're okay. They're okay.
They're defined and they're toned. Okay. Jesus.
But then you look at Victor's calves, and he's got like crazy defined calves.
They're more beefy than they are toned.
I mean, look at those. Look at that.
They're there, yeah.
Look at that.
I got that.
That's way more than you have.
Okay, he also has darker skin, so that that makes more pop.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
He doesn't have more darker skin.
It does not create
It
extra
does.
pop.
It absolutely does.
It does.
Not that much. I mean, literally, the color of his legs is like the color of your arm.
Yeah, but the color of my legs is the color of my chest, because I'm always wearing. Look, these are way whiter than like this. Look at this. There's like several shades difference there. So
You got about as much calf as I do, and I don't even exercise that much.
yeah, right. See, this is the audio thing going on here.
Yeah, if we had.
This is actually like highly amusing to me, though.
Why talking shit about?
Spike.
Don't worry, I'll get that. I'll get that in post.
But wait.
We've actually like listened back to some of these, and sometimes
I'm just gonna say, Spike, your calves are kind of ripped.
Right?
They're not really like super big, but they're.
Yeah, because I do distance running.
There's a little tone there.
Yeah. So look,
tone, not ripped.
that's ripped. That's part of like you have to have tone to be ripped. Good Lord.
But having tone does not mean you're ripped.
You know, I think this is getting weird.
Why are you saying weird? I'm just saying.
It's only weird because you make it weird.
You're making
ripped is me being a little hyperbolic, and then tone is just me trying to further explain and describe Judge's cat.
Well,
Spike's cat.
So my coworker who would not walk with purpose, he's a very nice guy, and I was being very patient with him because I know one day I'll be old and have to have some app explained to me in the future, and so I don't know, like, how would you say, hey, I need you to, like, I'm saying, like, we need to hurry. I kept saying, hey, we need to hurry.
Did you snap at him too?
No, I did not.
Is he a good guy?
He's a nice guy, but like me and the other drivers, we don't think he's gonna last.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a P5 or something.
No, this guy is a work guy. We don't have an app for martial arts yet. God, that'd be awesome.
I know, huh?
It's like, you want to learn how to fight? There's an app for that.
I know you put like each, you go throughout like the tutorial and like every button or something is like a different punch.
But yeah, here, learn the punch. Learn the backhand. Learn the front kick.
No, but I think brings up a whole new question about our society.
Yeah.
And how we treat the people older than us. Like, you're in your 30s, right?
Yeah.
Can I say your age?
Yes, you can.
Where
I'm 35. Yeah.
And then this guy's 60. So you feel kind of weird
because I'm starting to see like, oh, I don't know any of these YouTube stars or like these new musical numbers. I'm starting to get that.
So are we still in the same? Are we peers with 60-year-olds yet?
We're not peers with them, but we're seeing in the distance like, oh hey, that's us in 30 years.
Well, peer doesn't always have to be of the same age.
That's true. Well, we see.
It just has like if you're in a similar position.
So age
I think
peers.
you've got Spike.
No.
I think you've got a lot of respect for people older than you.
I do.
And I think it's hard for you to just kind of tell someone older than you what to do.
Yeah, I can boss around younger people than me. I'd be like, go over there, do the thing now.
Yeah, or even your peers. But I feel like, and I think that's kind of something that our culture kind of has a little bit, but mainly American culture, we don't really have a whole lot of respect.
I think
it's more something in Asian culture.
In some ways we do. In other ways, like we value the younger crowd, especially for their dollar. Because like the last couple of steakhouses I went to, they were bumping like Rihanna and shit. It was weird. Like it's like, why are you playing like teen music? It's like no, it sells. Like we are in like an Irish pub style restaurant.
Well, I think they just play pop music. What's popular right now?
Yeah, but the median age of everyone in there is like 40 plus.
Yeah, but
it's like how many like 40-year-olds are sitting there like, no, yeah, play something with a little more driving bass, please.
Well, I don't know. I think they don't really think about that. I think they just say, hey, just play what's ever popular.
Yeah, I think.
And and some older people still do like current pop music. Not all of them listen to what they listened to when they were younger.
That's true. Well, yeah. The only thing that was really frustrating is he would not. He kept missing turns.
Oh.
Like he missed a lot of turns, and so I'm sitting there like I do the thing where I honk the horn at the speed a hummingbird would, as he like blazes past the turn, and I just have to wait there for like 5 minutes while he finds a place to turn around and come around.
So he walks slow, but he drives too fast.
He drives a little too fast, and like people were saying that like he's in residential areas, like he on the pedal, he is doing it. So let me.
Have you given him any constructive criticism thus far?
I said you need to move faster when you're doing this, and actually not constructive criticism because really I was supposed to be training him, so I just trained him on the app. He's good with customer service, and the app, he still has trouble with that too. So that's a bit of that's the thing.
I just mean, like, have you had the opportunity to provide feedback, and how has he taken it?
He's taken it rather well. Like, I'd be like, you're missing turns, and he's like, yeah, it's the app, and then we turn on the voice thing, and it's like he still misses turns. So I just tell him like, hey, you have to like slow down and pay more attention to the map app. And that's the best I can do. He takes it rather well. He's okay. I think English is his second language. He's a Filipino guy. So he's
What?
Yeah, he's pretty nice. I just I'm a little worried that he's not going to make it. So that's where I am with that.
Well, you gotta be like, hey, you fuck.
You can't say that.
Walk with purpose.
You
old bastard.
It's like, listen.
And don't miss those fucking turns.
Those goddamn turns, you son of a bitch. I swear to God. I will do a pit. Do you know what a pit maneuver is, you old piece of shit? It's where I put the tip of my truck into the wheel well of the back of your truck, and I just crank that wheel. I hope you wear your seatbelt in there, motherfucker.
Yeah, that'll get him. That'll get him to
just have to do that thing where I
get in line.
Where I press him up against the wall. It's like, listen, you need to straighten up, motherfucker. Straighten
this
up.
Is why we will never ever have someone sponsor us.
Oh, actually, we do have a sponsor. It's China. China, where you get all of your best slave labor products. China. All right.
Also Bangladesh.
Bangladesh is good, but hey, China's paying our bills this time. Okay.
China. I wish China.
Like China, we deserve the South China Sea. Anyway, let's see. How about, do you want to talk about Johnny Depp suing the Sun?
Not particularly.
Well, I was surprised. I didn't know you could sue a star. I mean, what?
For a second, I thought, yeah, he was suing the actual Sun.
No, it's a freaking British tabloid.
I'm sitting there like he walks into his lawyer's office. It's like, for some reason he's doing Captain Jack Sparrow. Listen, love, I want to sue the Sun, and his lawyer's sitting there like, well, with melanoma and other various forms of heat stroke, we could probably build a case. It's like, listen, come back here in an hour and I'll see what I can put together. Well, I'll get you a legal brief, sir. Oh, thanks, love. Then the music starts playing. Dun, 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 dun.
And you know, has anyone ever thought that the sun is the cause of global warming? Has anyone looked into that?
It's like, you know what, Mr. Depp, you are absolutely correct.
That was a little bit more Donald Trump than Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, be a little more floaty with it.
Yeah, I can't do it right now.
Darling. Yeah, I'm not really good at either. So
no.
I just like. Okay, let's see here.
Be nice to Yoda, or baby
Yoda,
not. I've always called him baby not Yoda because like.
Yeah. Let's see.
He's got his little Jedi mind trick hand shape too. Which
he
is
does.
cool.
Oh, and you heard about the Dixie Chicks, right?
The Chicks.
They changed the name to the Chicks, and I did a slight poll, and anyone born after 95 asked me who, and anyone born before 95 said who gives a fuck. So that's
Where did you get that joke from?
That's me. You don't think I could come up with a joke?
That
was
actually
all me.
So here's something interesting.
I knew it was. I had a sneaking suspicion that it was written by you.
Boom.
Because it was the Dixie Chicks.
Oh yeah.
If it wasn't the Dixie Chicks.
So along the lines of Dixie Chicks changing their name to the Chicks, Lady Antebellum also was changing their name to Lady A, and then they discovered that there's a woman. I don't remember where she.
Oh, shit! Dixie cups are in danger now.
Oh shit! It's like.
There's a woman who's been performing under the name Lady A for like 20 plus years, and now they're suing her for the right to call themselves Lady A, and they changed their name in light of Black Lives Matter protests, and this Lady A is a black woman who they're now suing for the rights to use the name that they changed because they're trying to be
woke.
And it's like,
well,
guys, come on.
They're Vulcans.
No one was.
It's the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one person.
The one person who has the illegal right to her identity and property and intellectual property.
It's just.
It's so
interesting.
Dixie
really
cups
weird.
I got it. They can change their name to D cups.
Oh, boom! I like that. And now they have the new jumbo size.
Yeah, jumbo D cups.
It's like, yeah, get your hands on these D cups, everybody.
Good Lord.
Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking, like, who was sitting there saying, like, you know what? I would listen to the Dixie Chicks, but obviously they're a racist group of women. Like, Wide Open Spaces was a great album, but I had to delete it from my iPod.
They've made it throughout their history. I think they've made it clear where they stand. But
they
took it
their name
to the next level.
They took it
from a place,
kicked it up.
That they realized that their name needed to evolve with the times.
Did it?
In their eyes, it did, which is what's
I know
important.
Antebellum is bad. I don't know what Dixie has to do with anything.
They wanted it to evolve with the time. How about that?
They felt that they needed to evolve with the times.
But I know Antebellum is kind of racist.
So they don't like bells?
Antebellum.
They're antebellum, yeah.
Oh, so Dixie is derived from Jeremiah Dixon, a surveyor of the Mason-Dixon line, which defined the border between Maryland and Pennsylvania, separating free and slave states subsequent to the Missouri Compromise.
Literally, it's like saying, I'm the Southern California boys. It's like, well, it's an area.
No, that's not what it's saying.
It's an area. It's not.
It's literally the line between free and not free states.
Yeah, it's the line. It's not like saying, we endorse slavery. The south of the Dixon line, chicks. It's like, that's our Wide Open Spaces, is below the Mason-Dixon line.
Are you being intentionally contrary just because you want to be?
Well, I'm just saying that, it really doesn't. Their name didn't say like it's just that there's the line there. We're in Dixie land. It's an area.
But the fact that there had to be when there should have just been free land.
That would have been nice, but
which is why
we can't change history.
The term, we're not changing history.
Well, I'm not saying you're changing history. I'm saying is you can't. It's just an area. I mean, like.
And it's uncouth to utilize the name that reference slaves if you don't have to. So that's why they're changing their name.
I don't think it referenced slaves really even directly. I'm just saying, it's just, it references an area.
You're being intentionally contrarian.
I'm really not, because the way I see it, it's just, you just point to an area on a map. There's Dixieland.
Well, it's the Mason-Dixon line. It's the line that was drawn between
Free and slave states.
the Confederacy and the Union. So I'm sure
Okay.
in Southern culture, though, that's like seen as like the Mason-Dixon line is seen as something that they still believe in.
I think
So
there are probably some people down there that are like, yeah,
they still believe that there should be a Mason-Dixon line.
oh, and
That's where the Dixie.
And it's also
It's like a Southern culture. Type
it's
thing.
also a parlance, or it's a common phrase sometimes in speech where you say that's the Mason-Dixon line on this one. It's like, where's the Mason-Dixon line on that? Where's the point of delineation?
Who says that?
Adam Carolla.
There's your answer.
I don't know. He's a liberal, so I don't know.
He's kind of like he's like a Dave Chappelle liberal, I would assume, right? He's kind of like
He's a moderate.
the liberal that's kind of like pretty much liberal on everything except for like trans stuff and all the new words that are coming out in the past 10 years.
So yeah, I don't think he's really big on compelled speech, but I don't think
compelled
he's.
speech.
But I don't think he's ever sat there and said it's not you're not a person for that. He's
Yeah.
he's pretty liberal by any definition.
But here's the real question.
Okay.
I know, Samantha, you're getting Spike's case for being whatever you say, contrarian.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say this happened in the next 5 years, right?
Okay,
It's the future, okay?
I
It's
believe
like
that's
5 years from
Yes.
okay.
now, and there is no longer a trace of like Southern Confederacy, like statues or forts or people with using like any kind of Southern kind of like Confederate kind of like names, like the Dixie Chicks.
There's
or
no more
their
rebel
name.
flags.
There's no more rebel flags and
Okay.
stuff. And
Do I have to get rid of mine? I mean, what?
and it's all gone, and everyone got, and it was all, for the most part. Let's just assume. Let's just say that it was. They're all
For
their
the sake of
choice.
argument.
Yeah, they voted on to it in the states to remove the statues and stuff, and
Okay.
to change all the Confederate flags and stuff. What would you say about that?
Well, I mean,
Well, how would you feel?
if they voted for it, then that's the will of the people.
All right, see.
I stopped listening.
If you
It
form
took
a
an awful long time to get to
there,
there.
you laid a bit of pipe to get. You had to lay a bit of pipe.
See, Spike is okay with them changing everything.
Yeah, it's just you show up in a mob and tear down a statue. You're now like this. This is mob justice now. Not even that really.
Yeah, so
So that's where I'm at with that. Okay, you know what? Let's move on to Star Trek. How about that?
Sure.
You want to talk some
Star Trek is racist.
It totally is. Let me tell you, there's some racist motherfuckers in Star Trek. But
Just kidding.
hey, listen, did you ever see McCoy like especially in the new the Chris Pine Star Treks? He called Spock a green-blooded hobgoblin. Like that would be that is like me just walking up to a black dude and just saying the N-word in his face. That was an intensely racist remark from him. Oh man, that was.
Well, I'm not sure if it's the same thing, but
I mean, if
I see what you're saying.
that would be like pretty future offensive. That would be super offensive. Okay, no. What I liked, so in episode 8, it opens up with that Starfleet security chick who I found out is half Vulcan, half Romulan. I was sitting there wondering, like, wait, is she a Romulan or a Vulcan? She kind of looks like both. She's both, because she's in that episode doing the mind meld with that doctor chick.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
That was hot. That was a hot scene.
oh yeah, I thought they were gonna kiss,
Yeah, but too bad they didn't know.
but she showed her hell, like some sort of like robo apocalypse.
Yeah.
That like this world that they found, the Romulans found, they set up like some octogenarian or was it 7 or 8 star system so that people would know, oh, that's a weird system, and they put memories of like their robo apocalypse on there, and it like drives half of everyone like insane, or like most of everyone who sees it insane. which is
Yeah.
like it was like almost comically like insane. Like they just like it looked like something from out of like Family Guy where they see something and then like half of them just shoot themselves or beat themselves in the head with a rock.
Yeah, it was like. Are you talking about when they were all standing around
They're all
in that
that,
circle?
that circle with the light and they touch it and they see the future and I'm
And
like
only a few people are able to survive that.
yeah and it's like
Only the strong-minded.
only the strong and one of them just goes kind of nuts.
Yeah, that was strong. Did I say that right? Strong-minded.
Yeah,
I
only
probably didn't.
The strong-willed, something like that.
It's like that scene from Rick and Morty where they see the cat's thoughts.
Oh, and then like
And then
he's
Rick
about to
almost-
shoot himself in the
Rick's about to kill himself.
about to shoot himself in the mouth. Like, ah!
Jerry's throwing up.
Oh, gee. that was beautiful. Actually, that was incredibly funny. Actually, I found it's like, what do? We have to go to Mars, and that's obviously that was in the past.
Yeah, that's funny that they thought it was so crazy that they killed themselves.
That was because I've never seen.
Did you
like,
finish the show yet?
No, I'm going 2 episodes at a time for the podcast.
Damn it!
Hey, listen, we're gonna get to your.
I finished because I just want to. Is it spoiling it if I say that comes up again?
I don't think so. So more despair comes up because that was in that redhead that was assimilated that almost only kind of went nuts. She pulled out some of her hair. Apparently, they said her despair was what broke that Borg cube from the collective. And I'm sitting there like, you can come up with something better.
Well, yeah, Star Trek's starting to get kind of a little metaphysical. Huh?
Yeah, a little more lovey-dovey. I'm sitting there like, save that for Star Wars. Like let the emotions and the feelings. I want to hear about how a gravimetric wave did something. I don't want to hear about like, no, you have to trust your feelings and use it with the things. And I don't care.
I think they found that this is my general idea of what the Star Trek Star Wars dichotomy.
Yeah.
Star Wars, I think, is more popular. And it's more popular with a larger group of people.
I think so, yeah.
And there's still like, I'd say the fan bases are the same size.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like the people that actually like Star Wars and will go enjoy it,
I think they're a
that
little more.
group is a lot bigger than the people who enjoy watching Star Trek.
I think so. I think especially the fan base is a little more rabid for Star Trek. So
Yeah.
maybe they're trying to get some of that sweet Star Wars buzz going on.
Yeah, so they're trying to change it a little bit to be kind of more Star Wars-y so that like they'll get more people into it because Star Trek is kind of like, it's very niche-y. If you're watching Next Generation, not a lot of people will sit down and enjoy that.
Yeah.
I mean, like
I
you
enjoyed
kind of
them.
do,
Yeah, I do, yeah.
and a lot of your friends are kind of nerdy and stuff. And
Yeah. I might be in what's known as an echo chamber.
yeah, so
A Star Trek echo chamber.
you've never I don't think you've really met anyone who's who can't stand Star Trek.
I was in the Navy, and you'd be surprised. Like some people will sit there and be like, "I'll be like, yeah, I enjoy Star Trek," and some of the older dudes will be like, "Oh my god." The reaction is like almost like I showed him my asshole. I'm sitting there like, if you started talking about sports, I wouldn't be sitting there like I was having a kidney stone pulled through my urethra by somebody's fist.
Yeah, but I know that Star Trek is seen as very boring to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's very cerebral. Like Star Wars is very like emotional and very like it's spiritual, and Star Trek is like we need to do hard sci-fi.
Yeah, I know. And it's very they follow a lot of rules in Star Trek too.
They do, like
a
a
lot of
lot.
writing rules and stuff.
Oh yeah.
They must behave this way. The future people act like this and stuff like that.
Yeah. So in the Borg cube, that samurai Romulan is still like tooling around. He manages to get like saved by 7 because he hits like Hugh's like little rescue thing, and apparently he's a ranger or something. One of those things, and she shows up and it's just like doing badass shit again. And I really feel like she's in a different like TV show that I really want to watch.
Who?
Like 7 of 9.
Oh.
Because she like shows up and is like shooting people, like just she's quick on the gun.
Yeah, and they don't really show her adventures as much, do they?
I would really like to see like the 7 of 9 Ranger adventures.
Oh, and then like she can, after a really tough battle, she can take a shower or something, and she can have a shower scene.
They do that thing where they have like the kind of foggy glass, but they still show like a lot.
Is it has the woman kind of look up, right? And then the water goes like on her
Yeah,
hair.
their hair slicked back.
And then it pans down just to her shoulders.
Yep.
But then it cuts to her feet. And then when their feet are going up. And then you think it's gonna go like past our calves, and then it cuts back to our top.
Yep. It's like
It's
so
like,
frustrating.
Why are they not showing
Come
the
on,
milk?
this is fucking. Come on, you're on HBO Max. Let's do this, man. Or no, you're on a CBS All Access. Come on, I want all the access to 7 of 9's Jiggly Bits. But yeah, she's having like a really badass time because she just hooks into the Borg cube and like does like "We are Borg," which
That
I thought was
like actually legit badass.
that was like super badass, and like they barely managed to stop her by like just flushing all the undeborged drones out into space.
I'm probably not really good at watching TV, but when she went all Borg like that,
Yeah.
I thought that was like a whole turning point of the show.
Right? I thought there was
that
going to be.
be.
I thought there was going to be like, oh, she's going to be tooling around because I saw a glimpse of the.
I thought it's like, oh shit, she's gonna be like a new villain or something.
I was like, this is going to be fucking badass, and it's like, oh no, I'm done.
Yeah, that was just for that period of time. That was just
okay.
like a kind of a Deus Ex Machina
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Deus Ex Machina, I think is what it's called. You have to take a no.
Deus Ex.
Yes, because so the sexy Romulan sisters sitting there like blow them out into space, but they still have some XBs around, and they sneak up on her pretty handily because she's like walking down like, is my ship ready? And she doesn't notice like they all grabbed her buddy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where they're going. I think they're all going to attack the synth homeworld.
Yeah.
She manages to.
Oh, so
beam
you're
out.
at that part. So
No, I'm not at that part yet.
Oh.
They're not attacking the synth homeworld yet. Let's see. Oh, and fucking Rios, like they introduce another fucking like hologram. That fucking obviously it's a Scottish engineering hologram.
You like Scotty?
Like they got their money's worth out of Captain Rios. Like the guy who plays him.
Yeah, he's like, I do accents. I could do accents.
It's like it's like the guy from Burn Notice, like the main character. He can just do all these like different characters. He's a talented actor. It's just frustrating how they used him to me in this.
Yeah, the actors they're like, you do accents, huh? All right, we're rewriting your character.
Yeah, and we're writing out of the script several people. It's like there's a whole. They're sitting in the room like at a table read. It's like, okay, you, and you two. Get out. You're fired.
It's like, yeah, at first all the holograms are going to look different. Then we decided all the holograms look the same.
Just give me the same guy, and he's going to have different hairdos and different hats. Oh, my God. That was pretty fun, actually.
He's a pretty good Scottish accent, though.
Actually, he's a talented voice guy. I will say that. I like the Rios, like they start getting into his past. Let me see here. He looks. Oh yeah, he gets like really smashed because they bring Soji onto the ship and he starts freaking out. And I'm sitting there like, is this because that doctor betrayed them all and then she like injected herself with some science shit? Don't give Baby Yoda shaken Baby Yoda
shake
singing.
this child one more time.
Like no amount of force healing will help what she does to you. It's like he
Stop it.
I'm trying to turn his head.
He doesn't turn.
God.
I'm gonna murder this man.
So apparently, Captain Rios' old captain, like he was ordered by Starfleet security to kill some emissaries. One of them looked exactly like Soji, and that's how he figures out, like, oh, she's a synth. He knew just immediately, and so he's all freaking out. And I thought there was like, I didn't know what that was, and that was some pretty good like storytelling there actually. So he felt so bad that he just like. They never talk about like phasers not just vaporizing somebody or hitting them and making their clothes kind of dark with a scorch mark.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, they're like, oh yeah, they shot himself in the head with a phaser and brains were all over. And like, oh my God.
I guess he can turn phaser into like bullet mode or gun mode.
Yeah, apparently it's like
I'm turning it to gun mode.
It's like there's stun, vaporize, and just like gun mode.
Where the laser just goes through your head
and just and there's cast off. I'm like, wow, that they did not come. Like even in the more gritty like Star Treks, they're like they just they vaporize people, like a lot of them. All right, let me see what's going on here. And for some reason, like he did something with all the they get all the holograms in the same room, and who's the hacker chick?
Who's that?
Raffi?
She like has some sort of like encounter session with all of them at the at the recreation of the villa. And like, why would you? This is a bit of a weird plot convenience where he's like, oh yeah, I put like aspects of my personality and data into all these holograms, so somebody down the line could have some sort of healing encounter group.
If anyone wanted to kind of like delve into my psyche, they can just get all my holograms together and then kind of like start asking them questions, and they'll find out about me.
Yeah, listen, it's a very easy way to just get all of your baggage taken care of really quickly.
If someone had the desire,
Desire, wherewithal, knowledge, I don't know. If I let them into my life for long enough so that they could know just enough about me to know something's wrong.
I don't think I'd want to have holograms that people could question.
No, me neither. We talk about this like right now, data security. Anyway, so Picard finally talks to one of the admirals, and he's sitting there like, you have to do the thing. You have to send me a squadron of shit. And she's like, Captain, it's like, no, you've shirked our responsibilities. If we don't do this, we are not living up to that. Shut the fuck up, Picard. I'm like, oh, that's nice to hear someone tell him to shut the fuck up.
Who was telling him? Soji?
So one of the admiral he talked to in one of the early episodes. She just told him, shut the fuck up.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, and I'm sitting there like, you know what? It's nice because he spent so much time being right in the entire series. No one ever was like, hey, Picard, cut it out. The closest he came to it was like when he went to Ryza and Riker gave him to being not right about everything was he went to Ryza and Riker gave him like a statue that says, I'm down to bone. And it was kind of a joke. And then he's like, oh, I have to hide this now.
What?
Yeah, well, you go to yeah, it was a bit of a joke. Like Riker was like, no, yeah, let's just keep this with you. It's good on Ryza, and of course Riker he knows like the deal with how to get some tail.
Yeah.
And so he kind of played a joke on Picard.
Oh.
And that was the closest he's ever been to being like wrong about something. I think he just wanted to read a book on Ryza, which is the wrong place to do that.
Was this in the Next Generation, the scene that you're
yes,
describing?
That was Next Gen.
Hey, was Patrick Stewart was Picard ever in Deep Space Nine episodes?
Was who in?
Was Captain Picard ever in a Deep Space Nine episode?
He was in the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he dropped off Cisco and told him about Wolf 3. That was another Borg episode that I tried to tie in there. It's like, I was at Wolf 359. And he killed, technically, Cisco's wife. Apparently, and that's
Picard?
Yeah, when he was Locutus.
Oh.
And so apparently, like, this is the weird thing about, like, Starfleet. They'll have, like, oh, yeah, here's our daycare on our warship. Because his wife was there and his kid was there, and they had to, like, pull him off the ship and go into escape pod.
Wait, Cisco's wife and kid were on the Enterprise?
Not on the Enterprise, on another ship that tried to intercept the first Borg cube, or one of the early Borg cubes.
Oh, that's because they got all the Enterprise ships in there.
Yeah.
To try to take on the Borg.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had like all the different kinds, like the ones that are just the saucer section with like warp nacelles on the bottom, and they had all different kinds of designs.
Yeah.
And he was on one of the smaller, dinkier ones that got fucked up.
Cisco
was, yes.
Oh. And then they just put him with the guy. They just put him with.
Well, Picard.
Locutus?
No, Picard was just he was shuttling like a bunch of crew to Deep Space Nine as the Cardassians had just left, and the Starfleet had agreed to help them out so that they could one day join the Federation. And of course they didn't initially because the Dominion showed up, as you know, and if they joined the Federation, like Bajor would have been a target of the Dominion and they would have burned. So it's a whole thing. I suggest watching Deep Space Nine.
Maybe I did watch it. I don't really remember any episodes specifically.
You should.
But I did see it.
Right,
and I did listen to not to get too much on a tangent from. I know we're supposed to be talking about Star Trek Picard.
Keep going.
But I did listen to this YouTube video about them trying to figure out what the gold pressed latinum is worth in real life in our economy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that video. Yeah.
Did you see that?
I didn't watch it.
Where they used root beer, like Cork's root beer.
Yeah. God.
It's like either it's like really like high end root beer or it's really super cheap root beer.
I'm not sure which. It's yeah.
It's like either this dress is $10,000 or $1,000.
It's hard to say, like, well, especially these are Ferengi, so they're going to mark up prices.
Yeah, I think he figured it out that. I forgot, but I think he was able to figure out how much this latinum is worth. IRL.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna have to watch that video then. Let me see here. We talked about that. We're like in like 9 and 8, I think. I didn't write down the difference between the numbers. So yeah, I watched one episode or I watched 2 episodes and I did not separate. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I forgot to talk about episode 7. So long story short, we find out that the Romulans orchestrated the attack on Mars in order to get synth production stopped because they saw like the future of synth. And the doctor meets Soji and says, "Are you a human?" It's like, "Yep." They kind of have a little chat, and apparently she doesn't want to kill Soji anymore.
Which doctor is this?
The doctor, the redhead, the one who had the tracker in her. She ate a tracker.
Oh, you're talking about
Agnes Girardi.
Agnes Girardi?
Yeah,
she's not a
Agnes-
redhead.
She's blonde.
I forget. Look, I'm obviously not a hair dude. I'm an ass man, and she has an okay ass.
Oh, there's a really cool GIF of her. Do you want me to show you this GIF?
Is it a butt? Is it a butt gif?
It's not a butt.
No,
It's
fuck.
not a butt GIF.
You'll like it.
You're a butt guy?
I like butts.
Yeah.
I'm
It's the popular thing to be.
I'm not gonna say no to some butts. Okay, I saw some boobs the other day. They were nice. So let's not. I'm not gonna discount any part like that. You know. All right. So let me see here. Do sexy twin, interrogates dead sister. Oh yeah. We'll talk a little bit about episode 7, where Picard went to Riker's house on some sort of like Travoy or where is it? Let me see here. Sexy Romulan finds years ago. I cannot find the name of this. Hey, do you know the name of the planet where they live?
No.
Okay.
Who lives?
Where Riker and Deanna Troi lives with their daughter. they
Oh. No, I don't know what that
Okay, well-
is. It's got like a loop for some reason, like a loop mountain.
Yeah, that's how you know it's space stuff.
And it had like 2 moons or something
It's like
that.
how are we going to convey that this isn't Earth? Just put some air in underneath that mountain there and edit in another moon will be fine. Like Riker has a sweet setup where he's like shields up, set scanners to look for cloaked ships.
It's
Check your phone.
Okay,
it's
that's
fu- Has he got?
hang on.
Yes.
Bam. Wait, so this is her, but this is her from a different time. What show is this from?
Have never been able to find out.
I don't know what it's from, but that's definitely her. And
But
that's
she has some fine breastises.
I knew you were going to say that.
breastises.
Like I don't talk good English when
You knew he was going to say breastises.
I did.
See,
It was literally in my head, and then it came out of his mouth.
that's weird.
That's weird. You've
well-
heard him say. But yeah, that's her. And what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to ask you that GIF.
Yeah.
It's a very specific GIF.
Yes,
Like
it is.
Like I'm just like I found it because I was kind of just kind of searching her. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Mm-hmm.
keep talking.
like
And she
Like-
looks so happy about like showing her boobs too.
I know it's like what I can't imagine any scenario where like a girl would send you that or you would send someone that to like convey a feeling because you know
Right.
how GIFs are supposed to help convey a feeling.
They are.
And that's a very specific thing.
I think okay, if you do something very sweet for a woman, and you're either like about like she's just made the decision to be intimate with you.
Yeah.
That's that. It's like, listen, you know what my feelings on this are, and she'll send you that GIF. This big gleeful smile of like these are gonna be yours in the near future. I'm gonna put these on your face.
So we're talking about what's this actress's name?
I don't know.
Anyway, look up the actress that plays
Happy McBoobshower.
Agnes Girardi or whatever.
Girardi.
Agnes Girardi in Star Trek Picard.
Oh, and I like they dropped the Duratanium heart line, like he meets like Riker's kid, and she's got a bow and arrow, and he's like, hey, listen, if you're gonna aim for my heart, just remember it's made of Duratanium, which is like a callback to the next gen, where they talk about him getting that.
I missed that part.
Hey, listen, that kind of made my nerd boner. Like she gives me like regular boner, but that gave me a nerd boner, which was great.
When Picard said that his heart is made of duranium.
Duranium, yeah, duratanium.
Duratanium, is that?
Yeah, he has a fake heart from when he got stabbed when he stopped some Nausicaan or something. I forget the alien from cheating at some gambling game.
Oh.
I also like that Riker. He's just gone like full on into like making pizzas. That seems to be most of his days.
You know what? I like Riker's retirement.
It's great, right? He has a nice wood log cabin with shields and scanners, and
I think that scene is kind of gave me feelings of the scene from Star Trek Generations, I think.
oh yeah, where you see Picard or Kirk.
Yeah,
chopping
Kirk is
wood.
chopping wood, and then Picard rolls up. It's kind of almost the same thing, huh?
Really, it is. Yeah.
Picard's got some urgent thing that he's going to need to take care of.
And he's just
Like-
sitting there doing something down homey.
Yeah. And Riker's just, who's just, cooking pizza or something. And Picard's like, I need to take care of something I needed.
And for
But he didn't say it. Like, Riker had to figure it out. But,
Yeah. He's like,
but it was
"What's going
basically
on?"
the same thing.
Yeah, really, it was. I like how he could spot like that. Soji was a synth just by one little head tilt. Like she does like one little thing. It's like like synth right there.
Your Data's daughter.
Data's
Not
daughter.
only a synth, but your
Data's daughter. I
That's-
knew this.
Data's genetics.
Like, what the fuck? God damn, that's a that's a bit of a plot convenience right there.
It was funny when they made Riker super smart, so I can tell that that's Data's daughter. And
Here's
then-
what I know about your thing. It's like, and he just lays out like he catches up with the story like that.
I know. It's like, whoa, that was a lot of
Exposition.
exposition.
You
right
caught
there.
up like really fast, and like Deanne Troy can't read her, so you know she doesn't have a soul. So it doesn't matter if she dies.
yeah.
So we're good there.
And she's like, real is better.
There is a nice little bit of a like backstory. Like you can make like some medication from a positronic brain that would have saved their first kid if the synth like apocalypse or the synth attack on Mars hadn't like made them all like be banned. Like they did a full ban, like a ban, like every bit thing about them is banned.
I know.
I'm saying like maybe you could have the medical thing like nope, all banned. That kid dies. Sorry. Wow. I did like there's another bit of those one of those really like classy lines that Picard or Patrick Stewart can really punch up, where Deanne's like sitting there like I'm not as brave as I used to be. It's like then you're getting wiser, and it felt like that led a lot. Like that's one of those really like nice little moments that like Patrick Stewart is that the kind of caliber of actor who can like really make that seem like impactful, and like if it was me saying that it might sound condescending. So here say you're not as brave as you used to be.
Well, Spike, you're...
No, that you are not.
What?
I mean, we're gonna recreate the scene. Tell me that you're.
Well, Spike, I'm not as brave as I used to be.
Well, that means you're getting wiser. See, it sounds a little condescending, but he sits there and makes it sound like it's such a compliment, like you've grown as a person, and like, it's like, maybe I can let me try that again. Well, that means you're getting wiser. Nope, still sounds kind of condescending, like I'm
Let's see if
talking
I
down
can
to you.
say. No,
Okay.
you say.
Vic, I'm not as brave as I used to be.
Well, Spike, I think that means that you're getting wiser.
Hey, let's see, that's better. Yeah, it's better than mine. Better than mine. It's like when I say it, it sounds like I'm telling you you were an idiot before. Now you're just kind of an idiot.
Well, yeah.
Go.
Bravery, that's an interesting one, huh? Fear makes you less wise. Lack of fear is wisdom.
Yeah, I think there's a
Or
balance.
caution there's a balance.
Yeah, there's a balance there.
Where you have to have certain amounts of bravery, but also,
Oh, I still got that boob gif going on. Sorry, let me turn that off.
That's what you expect when you show girls like knives or something. That's what you expect back. That's the gift that you expect.
Yeah, I showed Scarlett my whole knife collection. She didn't put out. What's going on with that?
She didn't even send you that gif.
What the fuck, bro? Now, what I also saw was speaking of on that planet, like Troy does some of the best counseling I've like ever seen in my life.
Really?
Like every time
Are
they
you
show.
being sarcastic?
No, I mean she is. Again, this is the problem. Is like you can't tell if I'm being sarcastic or not. Great. Now that we've drawn attention to this shit, no, she literally like does like phenomenal counseling. Like she's talking to Soji. She tells Captain Picard like, no, you need to be the old Captain Picard, someone who's gonna like take command, not just some doddering dude. You've got that in you still.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like really cool. She sees into the heart of it, even though she can't read Soji. she can read her through like, you know, her experience. Because remember the one episode we saw where she loses her powers and she just goes to pieces.
Mm-hmm. See, now, man, I'm not good at watching Star Trek because of this. Whenever Deanna Troi talks,
Yeah.
I kind of just like
You tune out.
tune it out.
Jeez.
Listen, it's that is a common problem, seeing that she was pretty much useless through most of the show.
I just kind of tune her out.
Yeah.
Like when she's talking, it just seems like she's very, you know what? Speaking of condescending, I feel like Deanna Troi is kind of condescending. And I feel like every moment that she's like on screen, it's like not every moment has to be like you trying to explain something.
But that's the character they tried to write with her, and she was like the weakest. Like, again, this isn't.
Imagine if you knew someone that like every time you talk to them, they're like, "Well, Spike, this is what's going on with you right now.
Oh God,
You need to do this."
it'd be insufferable. Let me bestow wisdom upon you, little boy. Like, gee, thanks, man.
Maybe I'll start listening to Deanna Troi more, but
You probably
every
should.
time
You
my
won't.
eyes kind of glaze over, and I kind of just like zone out, and I kind of just like my brain like in the episode of Simpsons where like Homer's brain floats out,
It's like
and then he like starts like wobbling around,
He
and
just
falls
collapses,
over.
yeah.
Collapses.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think that's the difference in the caliber of writing in some instances. In some of the instances, like the writing is kind of weak because it's based on like convenience.
Mhm.
And it's kind of weird, like when they have Rios dress up as like a pimp for some reason. But then there's writing like this where they give Deanna Troi like way more like, you know, insight and like wisdom than she had in any of the other series.
Well, she's super Deanna Troi now, but you know what? I guess I need to watch her scenes again.
Yeah, give him a watch because she's very insightful. Like, this is one of those things like why I don't say don't like harass actors because you don't like the job they did, because there's their acting and then there's also direction and what was written for them.
Yeah.
Just because they didn't give Deanna Troi anything really good to do in most of those episodes of Star Trek Next Gen doesn't mean like it's her fault.
Me and Samantha read this whole thing about how they didn't cast Bruce Maddox correctly in Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yeah.
Bruce Maddox.
Yeah, he was the one who was putting Data on
The
trial.
doctor.
Yes.
And they're like saying, I think we brought this up already.
Yes, we brought up kind of, but you know, I remember the scene now where they have that trial. I watched the lawyer talk about that legal proceeding.
But there's people saying that like it should have been an older guy because, you know, he said he was there when Data joined Starfleet, but Data was in Starfleet for like 17 years, so he must have been like 13 when.
Yeah, he was a young intern. Like they start him young in the future. Let me tell you.
And then just a bunch of other like.
Well, yeah. Also, he was way too young just for wanting to like for the lines he was being given.
Yeah.
It should have been someone a little more like who looked more sciencey. You know, who
Yeah.
looked like he was who could fill a room better.
He was wearing the blue shirt.
Yeah, he was. That was about it. It's like he put him in a blue shirt. He's now a science guy. That'll carry it. And really, that was a lot of those things. Is like, how do we convey what this guy's about really quickly? It's like, well, this guy's a blue shirt, so he's about science or medicine. Like, I like how at the very end, Picard's talking to Riker. He's got his arm around Picard too. He's like sitting there, like they're really either chummy or the social norms for contact are very different.
Oh yeah, when they're sitting like at the dock.
On the dock.
And like he's got Riker makes me uncomfortable.
He's got a little bit of
I feel like if I knew Riker and like he got all close to me like that all the time, like he put his arm over me and stuff like that.
We have friends like that.
Who?
I don't want to say it on the
Let's not-
podcast
let's
because
not put 'em on blast.
might be, but there are friends that all three of us know who make other people uncomfortable, like
I guess
that.
so.
Well, one of my old roommates did, and not one of our friend roommates either.
Jacob.
Jacob, yeah, he would get a little bit. So
And I wasn't sure if like they were trying to like subliminally say, because you know how like they kind of retcon things nowadays
Yep.
to like make people have broader sexualities than they normally.
I was getting that feeling like
like, oh, so all right, Picard and Riker boned at one point.
at one point, yeah. Listen,
Probably.
Riker retired. You find out he's active. He's like active reserve. So it's like he's coming back at this point. The second he says that, it's like, oh, he's gonna be on the bridge of a ship. Cool.
Oh, he said he was active reserve.
Yeah, that's what he
Oh,
said.
so that explains.
That's why he just show. I know. I saw that GIF where he shows up with a bunch of ships. So that's cool. And he's sitting there saying like, oh, how's the new crew? It's like they have a lot of baggage. It's like, I get it because it's more complexly written. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, it's like the difference here is like, these aren't like one-off bottle episodes where it's just like, okay, what's the planet of the week?
Yeah. I like that. I like that that the series has a whole arc. You know?
Yeah, because before it's like, okay, there might be a couple of two-parters, but those are like for the season beginning and end. Otherwise, it's like, oh, here's the Q episode. Here's the Klingon episode.
Yeah, they did that because that was before we had like on-demand services.
That
so
too.
people would miss episodes, and now if you miss one episode, it kind of fucks everything up.
Right.
So you have to watch every episode. But back then, they wrote it with the intention that people might miss some.
Yeah,
They wanted people to be able to jump in and be able to see.
Yeah, I get that. And now we have this great era of prestige television where, yeah, maybe the production values aren't as good as a Marvel movie, but you get like this great story.
I thought Picard actually has really good production value.
It does have really good production values, but I can still see some of the sets are just a little like not as good as like a full on like Marvel movie.
True. Yeah, true. I think some of the sets could be a little bit more sprawling.
And you can see like where they cut costs by like having everyone like they shot out of order and had everyone show up for a day or two at like that vineyard and do lines that they were gonna like plug into the rest of the season.
Yeah, and whenever they would go to like the meeting room, which was like the holographic representation of the vineyard.
Yeah.
It was only that one room of the vineyard. They never like left.
Exactly. So they just put a scan of that, and that's how they like got everyone to do like lines in one place.
And they would like there would be sounds coming out from outside the window, or they'd look out the window.
Yeah,
like you'd kind of have to use your imagination that there was a vineyard out there.
Yeah, it's like there's a science noise going on, and like you can tell like some of the tables in the eatery is just like that's just a park bench.
Yeah, I know.
So like
they have those at Grossmont.
I can go sit on one of those right now.
But what was the last thing that happened in episode 8?
I want in episode 8.
Is that when they're going warp speed? Or
that's
whatever?
when they I think they shook off the tail. They thought they did because the doctor like injected herself with science poison to like kill the tracker, but apparently it didn't work out. Like they go into the Borg transwarp nexus thing. And
did you get to the part where with the food yet?
Which there's a cake
where they replicate the French fries.
Oh yeah, and they kept like feeding her because she feels bad.
Yeah, and then she like throws the French fries down or something like that.
Yeah, God, that was frustrating. French fries are so good.
Yeah, she's like, I can't fucking. She got pissed off about something and she wasted food.
Well, it was all replicated, so who cares? It's like, they
solved world hunger.
Yeah, they solved that. That's a great thing. Like,
I wonder. Okay, in a world of world hunger solving, like I wonder what kind of YouTube videos people are doing with, if it's still around, or what kind of like kinky stuff people are doing with food in the future.
Right, they're replicating all sorts of stuff. Like, here's my creme brulee I'm gonna have sex with for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna replicate some ice cream and just throw it in the garbage immediately because it kind of makes me feel good to do that.
It's like for some reason it taps into some deep, like primal thing that I have so much at my disposal. I don't need to worry about food anymore.
It's like I made this very gourmet. I replicated this gourmet burger. It's got like this butter lettuce, this replicated Kobe beef. 3 types of cheese.
Oh, Kobe.
That just makes me think of
that
show Upload where
gonna throw it on the ground.
where they if you're poor, you don't have real food, you have like replicated
3D,
food,
3D printed food,
3D
yeah.
printed food, and they're like, I think the fat cartridge is a little low.
Yeah. Well,
You just imagine like a steak with no fat content, it would taste like shit.
Yeah, it would.
I don't know. I might like it.
No,
You would not.
You think you would? You would not.
The folly of that. Well, what I like in this Star Trek thing is like now the replicators aren't just a little alcove in the wall. They literally have like 3D printers that they just don't like. They have a little light in them, and then they open it up and they pull out the food.
Are you talking about Discovery?
In fucking in Picard, they just have a 3D a modern 3D printer that they don't. It doesn't run. It's just like they put in the effects of replication in that. If you look at it, like all the replicator scenes, it's some form of like 3D printer like right now with that's enclosed
Oh.
that they do that thing with.
And then they make the little sparkles or whatever.
Yeah,
or
and you can see like the tracks. Like that's another thing where it's kind of like the budget kind of comes through, where you can see like, oh, there's a track that the little like printer thing's supposed to run on. It's just not running.
It's like in the future, like it evolved from a 3D printer, but they never got rid of the tracks.
Apparently,
it's like
no.
vestigial tracks.
Yeah, it's like if I used your microwave for the future, like, oh yeah, here's my replicator, and I just opened up, ka-chunk. Boo, 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 boo.
So there's like no first principles. They just kind of keep rebuilding the same shit over and over.
Yep. The only thing that the replicator is not supposed to be able to replicate is a replicator, because then it's like there's no point for humans to do anything. All right, look, what I've decided now, I've made a life decision, and is to look at this GIF one more time. Hang on. Nice. Okay.
I know it's kind of like a hypnotic.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Listen, if you hear something coming from my room later, just, say, go for it. Just shout, go, go.
There's
go.
a reason why we live on the other side of the house. From you.
So look, that being said, oh, god damn it.
Jake from State Farm.
Hang on, I gotta wait for that.
Jake from State Farm
State
at
Farm.
3
You
in the morning.
didn't
Who is
add the
this?
music to the
I'm working on it.
board yet?
I'm working my way up to it, okay? I got a to-do list, and I'm writing that script for that podcast.
How long does it take to just download one song?
Okay, well, I gotta pick this up, take it into my room, plug it back in, plug it into the computer, load the song. It's just a whole
What if you had a laptop? You can bring the laptop
Right?
out here.
So listen, next couple of paychecks, I'm gonna be buying a computer.
You should get a laptop.
My iron 3 oxide's coming in, and my aluminum powder's gonna be here
Better
soon.
things that you could spend your money on than a laptop.
Well, not a lot of people are doing all sorts of stuff right now, so it's not like so. Technically, no. Like even the legal proceedings, like my dad, like he's telling me about like taking in people at the jail. Like there are a lot of like felonies that are just cite and release now.
Hey, I'm getting a desktop, so he can get a laptop.
Boom.
So I already have a laptop. Now I need a desktop. He has a desktop. Now he just needs a laptop.
Come on, this is a Venn diagram. Okay, so that being said, thanks for listening to the Transmit Podcast, the meandery kind of Star Trek episode. I'm your host, Spike.
I'm Samantha.
I'm Victor.
We'll
And
see
this
you
is Baby Yoda.
and that's Baby Yoda. We'll see you next time.